Hello everybody, and today I'm going to show you how this character works, how this last breath character I made works, and I'm going to tell you how to, well, make it yourself. So, first off, how it works is that the phases is what's most important and not the attacks right now. You can easily copy the attacks as soon as I finish making them, or after I'm done explaining. So, first phase is very simple, nothing much. So when you go into the second phase, if I'm at full power, my power bar is at full, I get revived, and it'll put me into my next phase. So in this phase, I don't take damage like in the first phase. That HP bar, it doesn't go down. I don't take damage at all. So if the power meter, as I'm getting hit, the power is going up. As soon as that hits full, there you go. I get put into the third phase of Last Breath, which is the super crazy, a bunch of damage, this and that. And I'm practically immune. I take like 0 damage. My HP bar is slowly dying, so I do have a certain amount of time I can be in this phase. There you go. Very simple. Win the game. And let me explain how this works. I'm using a bit of a bug. So let me show you in the character creator. Alright, so here we are in the character creator. Now, don't mind me being in the negatives, that doesn't really matter. So, let me explain how to make the phases. Let me explain how they work. So, to go on your second phase for Last Breath, you're going to want here Undying. If your power meter fills to the max, you get reborn, like I explained before. If the power meter is full, you get put into the next phase. Now, what you're going to want to have, I'll just bring this down. What you're going to want to have for your next phase is have this. Whoops. Level up. When your power max, you get a boost. Like I explained. So, now, what I mean by the bug, like I said, it's where if you see this health bar here, the health, I can set it, they're both set to 150. So if I increase the phase 1 thing here, it's at 300. It also puts this at 300. This also gets put to 300. Now, for an example, if I increase this, I put this up to like 800, 900, I don't know. These stay the same. These are fine. These stay the same. So, if I go here and I bring this health bar down, so when you pop your thing, you're going to have less health, which makes sense. But, if I bring this down to 100, and I go here and I bring this down, the game gets confused. It says you have the 150 health, but if you click on phase 3 and go back, this is when if you know how you did the bug, it brings it to 700. So if I click phase 1, click back here, I'm at 150. So the game is confused. And what this does, it practically makes you invincible and you can't die. That's the bug I'm talking about. So, if you're going to want to go to your third phase, what you're going to want to add is Pain Delight. You restore power by taking damage. So, when you took damage, and you're going to want your power thing up, I would say around 200, because every time you get hit, it'll fill up your power thing by a good chunk, and then when it's full, by the leveling up, right here, when you level up, you get a boost, and then it'll bring you to your third phase and then your final phase. For the final phase, I would recommend just putting your HP, like having a shit ton of HP. I don't know how much you're going to want, but just have a good bit. Doesn't matter if in the negatives. And you'll slowly die in your thing. So, let me explain. Let me show you in game. Okay, we're in game. Apparently, I'm Dust Sands. So, like I said before, it'll display your abilities on the top right saying you have an ability, but I only have bones. I only have these bones. So now, I'm taking damage. So, I'll die here. Now, I should get revived since I'm at full power. There you go. Now, the power meter kind of glitches out a little bit. And then when you get into your second phase, your power is like nothing. There's like no power, no nothing. My bar is getting filled. And I have new attacks. I only have like 1 attack, so... yeah. So, when I get hit, my power goes up. After a certain amount of time, boom. I'm in the next phase. And then I can use different abilities. Well, I can't. It's not letting me. But, that's practically it. My HP bar is slowly decreasing. If I also take damage, it's going down like there, yeah. So that's practically how you make the character. It's very simple, nothing too crazy. Here, let me show you the attacks real fast. Alright, so we're here. This is my version of it. So, what you can have is here, you can have the bones, you have bone wall, gas blaster, soul, this, all this. I have rest, fight delight, here, karma, obviously. And this makes up phase 1. You can easily copy the stats and everything. Like I said, you're going to want to do the bug here, where in phase 2 is this. Now, here in phase 3, I have 50,000, which is ridiculous. Yeah, you'll know when you do the bug, if you go here, it says 50, and you go to your last phase, and your health bar, your health is like the exact same as when you click on it, and you click back. So, here, phase 1, very simple. You're going to want rest. If you have all this, and you only have 50 HP, I set the power to 10, mainly because you can guarantee you can go into the next phase, but also you can use a bunch of other stuff. Now, these stuff, some of these attacks, they have settings. This little settings gear icon, like for the example of dodge, I have dash type, all this, speed, dash mark, all this. You can mess around with this if you want, but I ain't gonna go in depth fully on how these work. But very simple. You can copy if you want. This is the same. This is pretty simple. There. You can mess around with that. Now, the bottom bar here on the thing, if I hide that, the bottom bar here on the thing is going to be your first attacks. That's going to be showing if you're on mobile. On PC, it's a little different, but if you hold down the button for the attack, it'll do your secondary attack. So if I hold down the button for the bone, it's going to do the bone wall. It's going to do that bone spike thing. Same with the Gaster Blaster. Do like a home in Gaster Blaster. Phase 2, pretty simple. It's relatively the same attacks and stuff, just like more buffed and stuff like that. We have a Gaster Blasters, same Gaster Blasters. We have the blocking, over here we have more speed, we have power. You can increase the power however you want, and basically make it where you'll make more, you can get hit more times in the second attack. And push, blue soul, you can also, these you can mess around with, the count, the amount you can have. It's just like, mess around with it, have fun, you know? Pain Delight, yeah, you want to have Pain Delight if you're going to activate your third phase. Now I have DT, Determination, so you don't use power. And I have also here, Blaster Support, when enemies taking damage, a blaster appears over them. Extra damage, karma again, and then final phase, I have the power set to 100, speed, a good lot of speed. Actually, I'm going to even that out, put it to 60, and then 50,000 health. You don't need to put 50,000 health if you don't want to. I would recommend at least putting like 10,000, so you won't just like instantly die to like Kara or like somebody to Frisk. So you can have fun in the final phase. Here we have rest, restore power if you're standing still. Same thing. You got karma. We got wingdings here, and you got fight delight. I would put pain delight, but it's only fitting to have wingdings. Anyways, you have here fireball's hand. You got all this other stuff. More gas blasters, teleporting, time freeze, push. Some of these you can mess around with here. This is what I did for one of these. Now, this attack specifically, it's a bit weird. What it's supposed to do, it's supposed to be like a bunch of fireballs coming from one side and the other side from the top and bottom of your screen. But for some reason, it only does us like a couple bones. I don't know why exactly. But I made them more or less kind of like a passive thing. They stay there. If you hold down here, is the same thing. This is the, what is this called? What is this ability called? Fireball bursts, yeah. It's a bunch of bone spam, basically. Very simple. You can easily just pause the video anywhere you want. Copy the stats if you really want to. Mess around with it. make your own version of Last Breath, and yeah, this is a good way to make phases on certain characters. So if you want like a phase 2 for like, I don't know, like Story Shift Horror or something, or a phase 2 for I don't know, some character like Sudden Changes or Outer Sands if you want to, or Dust Sands, I don't know, some characters. This is a good way to make a second phase. A second phase, I always like starting off with Undying. Now, let me clarify this. If you put an Undying thing in the first and second phase, it'll skip straight to the third phase, or whatever phase you have, because you can kind of keep just going and on how many bad times you want. So, yeah, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Now, the model that I made here, click here, the bad times. So this is phase 1. Bad times 0 is phase 1. Bad time 1 and 2 is phase 2 and 3, which are here. So here it's very simple. It's just the regular Sans body practically. Just a little small modifications with the eyes and stuff like that. Phase 2, I used, let me go here, for the eyes, not the eyes. It doesn't display it here, but you can go mess around here. Yeah, I use here, this object right here. You should be able to see it. I use this, I changed it. You can change the color right here. You can change the color however you want. And yeah, it's all red. Made it red. You can click these arrows right here to switch, turn around, to make them turn around. You see all the different angles. Now, for that bone that's in his hand, what I did additional, and I did accessories, and I took this little bow tie here, and I went to here, settings, and you can go here to the position, scale, and degree. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory. The position just puts you get a couple arrows here, and you can move it however you want. Scale changes the scale. Degree changes the degree, and these different arrows here, changes how much you want to move it. So these arrows change it like a little bit. You can either change it very slightly or a lot. Yeah. Same thing with the position and you can also have the transparency if you want to make it like faded. Yeah, I'll probably make a separate video explaining how to make this character, but I'm trying to explain how to like make the attacks and stuff like that. If you guys need an in-depth look on it, just comment down below if you need anything, but that's practically it for the whole character. So, hope you guys found this video helpful. So, have a nice day.